who would have thought, just over 3 years ago when we went racing at Iowa Speedway, that 36 months later or so, we'd be right on the verge of our debut, the inaugural NASCAR Nationwide Series here at Iowa Speedway. 30,000 permanent seats. We've added 25,000 temporary seats. A capacity crowd of 55,000, actually in excess of 55,000 is anticipated for Saturday. And it's an amazing story. I think when we look back, really what has prepared us for today and the next 2 days are the 3 Iowa Corn Indy 250s. We've had very successful runs here at Iowa Speedway. I believe NASCAR came to Iowa Speedway because of the success of the IndyCar Series at Iowa and how we've been able to activate that and put on a good show for our fans, and the teams and drivers love our facility. With that said, people ask the power of NASCAR, the brand of NASCAR, and I think this, without a doubt, exemplifies the fact that the NASCAR brand is the most powerful sports entertainment brand in the world, period. Tough economic times. I mean, you look across all sports, there's empty seats across the entire country. At Iowa Speedway, we've nearly doubled our capacity for this first race. It speaks volumes of our track. It speaks volumes of Iowa race fans, and more importantly, the upper Midwest. We've sold season tickets this year in 25 states. We went from 5,000 season ticket holders to over 20,000. A lot of that is attributed to the arrival of the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Keeping in mind that 11 weeks after we received the good news about the Nationwide Series coming to Iowa, 11 weeks after we went on sale with our season tickets for this year, we got a phone call about the Camping World Truck Series coming to Iowa on September 5th. That's kind of been lost in the shuffle, and that's going to be an incredible race as well. And so on Saturday, you're going to see a show unlike any other you've seen in Iowa Speedway history. We're privileged and honored to have NASCAR here. And I was speaking with Joe Balish yesterday, the director of the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and he looked up in the grandstands, and the fact that our venue, in essence, has doubled since the last time he was here a few months ago. He looked back at me and said, "Jerry, we're going to put on a good show for your fans." And he just grinned from ear to ear. So we're excited to have him here, and this is what it's about. This is why Iowa Speedway was built, and bigger and better things are in the near future for Iowa Speedway. So with that said, I'd like to open it to any questions if you may have any.
Jeff Hood with RacingToday.com. Jerry, a couple of questions. Were you surprised in this economy that you had 51 cars, I guess, that are here that are on the entry list? And also, what was your previous large crowd going into this weekend, and what about the logistics of trying to handle over 50,000 people this weekend?
Well, I'm going to start off and say it's a great problem to have, and our staff is well prepared. But your first question, the 51 cars, a few months ago when Joe Balish was here, he predicted about 50 cars would want to try to qualify for the 43 spots at Iowa Speedway, simply because it's the inaugural race. The drivers all love our track, and so they thought he really felt they were going to put economics aside to come to Iowa, and they have, and we couldn't be more privileged and proud to have that. 51 cars to qualify for 43 spots. It's outstanding. When we let the Nationwide folks, who are the series sponsor, know that last night at dinner, their jaws dropped. They could not believe 51 cars were here. So I think it just, again, speaks high volumes of what Iowa Speedway is getting done. Regarding the largest crowd, I might even have to ask Craig Armstrong a little bit about this. We were just over 40,000 on Sunday, June 21st for our third running of the Iowa Corn Indy 250. So we're looking at about 16,000, 17,000 more people, which we do the math here. It's 6,000 or 7,000 more cars. That's the reason we're opening our parking lots at 6 a.m., 9.5 hours before we go green. On Sunday, June 21st, we opened up our lots at 5 a.m., but it was only 7.5 hours before we had a green flag. So we've got 2 extra hours to park the additional 6,000 or 7,000 cars. But given that, we still are encouraging all of our fans to leave early, treat this like an Iowa State football game, tailgate, and have a good time. I mean, not to overemphasize it, it's common sense. The sooner they leave to come to Iowa Speedway on Saturday, August 1st, the sooner they're going to get parked and the sooner they can start to enjoy themselves. Keeping in mind that our spectator gates open at 9 a.m. We have driver autograph sessions that day. We got qualifying at 12:05 p.m. So it's a real short day, but it's full of activity, even more so than the Iowa Corn Indy 250 Sunday is, because the autograph session and qualifying is held the day before. And so there's a lot going on Saturday the 1st. So we believe people will come to the track earlier, come into the track earlier, get in their seats earlier. So I don't think we'll jam up anywhere to an extreme. But then again, it remains to be seen, but we encourage people to come early.
Sure,
I can hear you later.
So obviously this is a big weekend in the sense that this is your first nationwide race. But how important is this weekend going off with a hitch going to be for what you might want to think about getting a Spring Cup race down the line?
Well, obviously, that's out of our control. But what we look at is the fact that the Iowa Corn Indy 250s have gone so well. NASCAR said, let's bring a nationwide race to Iowa Speedway and a truck race. And so all we can control in all our little world here at Iowa Speedway is to put on the best show we can, make it the best entertainment event possible. And it's our goal to put on the best nationwide race of the year Saturday at Iowa Speedway. If we do that, that's all we can do as far as controlling our world. And hopefully NASCAR sees that and sees what we're getting done here, and it leads to bigger and better things down the road.